Okay. We're glad you are with us as we are going live with the Youth for Christ crew. I'm going to just go around the table here. We're going to do the wide shot up on the camera there so you can see everybody that's in the room. We've got Jill over here. She, the rose among four thorns. Mage is here. James, Caleb, and Jay Major. And so we are glad to have them here in the studios. Of course, it's Share-A-Thon time. And so you never know what to expect here in the studios. We're looking forward to sharing with them and you about our teens. Right now, we're going to go live. That's music from the Belonging Company and The Joy here on Share-A-Thon. Well, we have just kind of packed out studio here at the WRGN studios as we have welcomed Youth for Christ into the studio. And I'm gonna kind of go around the circle and let you know who is here and what they do, and then we'll take some time to talk to each one. Jill is over here to my right, and Jill does all the office stuff. She is the grease that keeps the wheels going of Youth for Christ. And I'm getting a lot of yeses from all the guys here at Youth for Christ. Mage at the other microphone here. He is the director of Youth for Christ here in Northeastern Pennsylvania. James, and I'm going to have you pull into that mic and tell me what your title is, what you do.
Yeah, so I am now the Lackawanna area director.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of handle all of Lackawanna area, but it's really easy because I have Caleb and Jay running some clubs in that area, and they've been doing it a lot longer than me, let's say it that way. So I don't have to worry about them, but I have club. We're in all different types of areas, from the Valley to our City Life program, still rocking and rolling in Scranton, as well as out in our Abington area.
All right. Well, since you mentioned Caleb, why don't you lean into the mic, and what is your responsibility at Youth for Christ?
Yeah, I've been working for Youth for Christ for about 13 years now. My role has been an operations director.
He's looking at his boss going, what does that mean?
Events.
And events coordinator.
Okay.
I started as a kid in campus life. And
so if you've been to the Youth for Christ banquet, that's been your responsibility. Are you talking about events for the students or
both.
Events for, both. Okay.
So operations is involved all sorts of events for all around.
Okay.
But yeah, so.
Well,
I also help run a campus life.
Oh, that's great. So you do a little ministry as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, if you've been to the Youth for Christ banquet, and we are there every year, we love the ministry of Youth for Christ. I've been involved in youth ministry since that was probably my first ministry, was youth ministry. And so it's very near and dear to my heart, and the station as well, as we've been involved with our area youth pastors. And the Youth for Christ banquet is a highlight for us. We always have a table there and enjoy helping out the ministry of Youth for Christ. Finally, we've got Jay Major. Jay is the bus driver.
I've been called worse. I'll take that.
So what's your position, Jay?
Yeah. So I run Abington Heights' campus life, and then I'm actually part-time on staff. So on Fridays, I actually work in the office with these guys, and I'll help them with everything from I mostly just do the curriculum stuff that we go through all throughout the whole year.
Right.
And then if they ever need any help with events or anything like that, I'll just do some other random stuff, whatever it takes to get the job done. But yeah, primarily it's just curriculum and Abington Heights campus life.
Okay, that's awesome. And did you drive today?
Nope.
No.
You let Mage drive? Oh boy, I'm sorry. Well, Jerry, I kind of skipped over you because I wanted to give you an opportunity to share about the ministry of Youth for Christ and what Youth for Christ does. I know that a lot of our listeners are also coming when they come to the Youth for Christ banquet, and they care about the ministry of Youth for Christ as well. You and I have known each other since college.
Yep.
And been ministering together in many different forms, and appreciate the ministry of Youth for Christ. What's your responsibilities now?
Well, as you say, I have a very responsible position. When things go wrong, I'm responsible. So, but no, it's been a real privilege to be a part of Youth for Christ. And I remember, when we were starting it 30 years ago, and obviously had known you, and we had worked together a lot of things by that point even.
Mm-hmm.
But even getting into it and just the privilege of being a part of a ministry that's reaching lost kids and building even our ministry models, building our everyday things that we're doing with teenagers is all about reaching kids who wouldn't be otherwise touched by any type of a church or Christian ministry. And so we're reaching out to kids who are really hurting. And so to give you an idea, this is just something that was really pretty cool this past summer. I did 2 weddings. One for a girl who in the late 90s came to our Campus Life and said, Mage, I've never been to church. The only thing I've ever heard about God was in your Campus Life Club.
Wow.
And then I also did a wedding this summer in the same location for another girl who in 2015, she came to Campus Life, said the same thing. I've never been to church. And her first time ever going to church was when she came with us to church on the Sunday after high school graduation.
Wow.
So those are the kids that we're endeavoring to reach.
Yeah.
Kids that otherwise are just left on their own.
They're never going to go to youth group. They're never going to go to church, but they will come to a Youth for Christ event, usually because someone has invited them, or you guys who go and meet them in a football game or whatever and invite them to come.
Yep. Yeah. It's all about reaching those kids and going where they are, going where kids are. Yep.
And how do you go about doing that?
Oh, a lot of it is. So what we have what we call RMAs, or relational ministry actions. It's contacting, going to different places.
RMAs.
Yeah, RMA we call it. Yeah. So relational ministry actions, contacting, going where kids are, building times, doing events or things like that, just to hang out with kids. No agenda, just to hang out with kids. And then we have appointments. That's when we make an agenda, or we make an appointment, and we have an agenda for that conversation.
Oh, okay.
To take them further in their walk with Christ, or have them share more about something they talked about in Campus Life. So for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. A kid at one of our, this is 30 years ago, when it first came to one of our Campus Life meetings, said, I'm just afraid of dying. And we were talking about, it was this time of year, we talked about Halloween and fear and stuff like that.
Right.
And he said, I'm just afraid of dying. So we met at a Burger King and talked with him, and that was an appointment. I had an agenda to share Christ with him based on what he had said in our meeting. That's just a real simple example, but he accepted Christ there. And so that's our appointments. And then our clubs is when, we're doing a meeting where we're doing it, and we're gearing it toward kids who don't know anything about God or Jesus or the Bible. And so we do a discussion format, let them talk about what's important, how they feel about it, and then we do a wrap up and say, this is what God has to say about that subject.
Now, many of our listeners grew up in an age where you at least had some exposure to the Bible, whether it was, believe it or not, in the public school or an after-school club, or the family goes to church at least on Christmas and Easter. But you
there was a family Bible on the coffee table.
Exactly. But you actually are dealing with kids now that if you said to them, oh, remember the story of Noah's Ark, they wouldn't have a clue.
Know. Yeah, things like that, David and Goliath, stuff like that. They don't understand those stories. And I remember reading a book years ago where the guy said, when kids today see someone in the end zone at a football game with the John 3:16 sign, they think somebody's looking for their friend John in row 3, seat 16. So that's how foreign biblical references are to them.
So crucial, the ministry of Youth for Christ, the work that they are doing. And that's one of the reasons why I love to have you guys in, because you have a passion for young people. Yesterday, we had Chaplain Carlton Houck. He is from the State Correctional Institute in Dallas. He has a passion for people who are in prison. And the passions that we have for ministry all are for the same purpose. And that's why we can come together, different ministries, but reaching the same goal. We're all part of the same team. And we appreciate each one of you who participate here, especially during Share-A-Thon. I want to come back because we're going to get James up to the microphone here next. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of those stories, the teens that you are reaching who are far from God, but because of the ministry of Youth for Christ are now closer to God. We heard from Lois in Wapwallopen. Please never let our conversations keep you from calling during Share-A-Thon, 800-245-3688. Thank you so much, Lois. She, an Insta gift. Thank you so much for that. Renewing support of Christian radio here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Well, we've got a lot of progress that's been made this morning and into these early afternoon hours. Let's keep that momentum rolling. We are now $748 away from that $108,000 goal. You can give us a call right now, 800-245-3688. Lauren Daigle will be back and talk to James about kids. Not his kids, though.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So as we talk about the ministry that Youth for Christ does here, both on the air and our off air experience, I'm so encouraged by the work that you guys do, because there are a lot of success stories from the work that is being done. And I know that you also have a massive team of volunteers. And I know our volunteers are very key for us here. Tell me about the volunteers at Youth for Christ.
In what way?
Well, I know that you have guys and gals that volunteer to do the campus life clubs and all those kind of things, right?
Yeah. So one of the things that we say about volunteers in our ministry, I think sometimes when people think, "Oh, I'm going to go volunteer, I'm going to go babysit teenagers for a 2-hour meeting,"
right?
And that's really not it. We want volunteers who are going to invest in kids' lives and invest the time and energy to be able to speak into their lives. So, and that takes time. It takes a lot of time,
right,
for them to trust you. And so to build and to do life with, to do experiences with. So one of my phrases, and Tim, you might have heard this before.
I'm sure I have.
I know. Teenagers build their value systems based on the experiences within their relationships.
Right.
And so those experiences and relationships build trust so that they can talk with and share and be open and honest with an adult.
Right.
But if an adult doesn't share those experiences, they don't have the same freedom to open up. And so, like, even, for these two stories that they'll share, it's all about the background that you don't hear is the time spent in building those relationships.
Right.
And whether it was through campus life and meeting them outside, or doing appointments with them, or coming to a week-long event, those things build that kind of trust.
So the week-long event you're talking about when you go to Jersey
Heat Wave and Breakaway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Heat Wave is the New Jersey one in June.
Okay.
Breakaway is in March.
Okay.
In Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So we'll be about 30 seconds. We'll come back. We'll have that conversation on the air about some of the success stories. But I know that volunteers are so crucial. You've got so many volunteers that help out with the banquet as well, and other things. And I also want to talk a little bit about the stuff that Lauren's involved with as well, for the teen moms and all that.
No, she's not doing that this year.
Oh, she's not?
No,
okay.
She said, I've had 2 kids.
Right.
Now I have 4 kids.
Right. That's a lot.
But her daughter's going to Lakeland's Campus Life. So she's actually a volunteer now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's been awesome.
Okay. Oh, that's great. All right. We'll come back and bring James up to the microphone. That's Lauren Daigle and Trust in You. You're listening to Share-A-Thon here on WRGN. We are $748 away from that next plateau. We've had a bit of a takeover here in the WRGN studios. Youth for Christ is with us in the house, and we love having them here. First of all, I love the excitement that these guys bring. They came into my office before we came in here on the air, and just had a great time joking around with them and having some conversation before we came in on the air, and going to find out a lot more about the work that Youth for Christ is doing. James here in the studios with us now. James, you just heard from up in Lackawanna, and appreciate the work that you are doing there, James. You get to interact directly with these kids. These kids are desiring, I think, for relationships. I think that we have seen this again and again, especially post-COVID, where there was that whole isolation time. But teens especially want to know that someone cares about them. And that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been seeing too, not only do they want like a relationship with people, but they're looking, they're interested. They're looking for, honestly, any type of religion or something to fill a void that they just quite don't understand what it is. And that's where it's been awesome for us to come in with that.
Now, you get to share in groups when you're doing the campus life clubs, but then you also do a lot of one-on-one.
Yes.
So what's the response when you start talking to kids one-on-one?
Honestly, I have seen such an awesome response. I like to say kind of that's where the magic happens, is when you get that one-on-one time with them, because then it's like, I'm here for you. You know, I'm not here just because it's my job, or, I'm here because I'm, volunteering and trying to feel good about myself.
Right.
I'm here for you. I want to care for you. I want to actually get to know you. And I know, for instance, a kid that I have right now in one of my clubs, he's going through a tough time, and a lot of kids do. I have so many different instances that I could pick from, but currently it has been a whirlwind for him. He grew up in a broken family. His dad now is about to move out of the area, and he's asking him to come with him, and he's like torn between, do I stay, do I go? But he's just been in I've been showing him that he's in such a great position right now for that. And we actually have a trip that we do every year called our Heat Wave trip that we were talking about earlier, down in New Jersey. And he was a kid I actually had the privilege to baptizing over the summer.
In the ocean?
Yeah, in the ocean.
Oh,
in
that's
the ocean.
awesome.
Yeah, it was like an impromptu thing that we ended up doing. And it was a beautiful experience. It was awesome to be a part of that. And we've now gotten to grow and get to know one another, especially during that one-on-one time.
That is so awesome. Now, as you see these kids grow, as you see them come closer to the Lord, and they come to you for guidance, come to you for direction, how do you work that out with them? Is it a lot of conversation?
Yeah. That's really it. Is talking with there. We like to say a big thing is just being there for them. That's one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
I love walking alongside them when it comes to actually like, let's open up the Bible. Let's actually figure this out. At one of our clubs, actually, just this past week, I had a kid come up to me, and we probably were talking for like 15 minutes about tattoos, and what does the Bible say about it and everything like that. So I do love that part of it. It's one of the I want to say humbling parts of it is actually being able to lead kids like that and walking alongside them in their journey with them.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. It's funny because I remember when I was working with teens, and this is, 25, 30 years ago, and that same question came up, the whole tattoo thing. It's like, while everything changes, in some ways, nothing changes.
Yep.
And you guys are able to be there to have those conversations, and really just the willingness to have the conversation, I think can mean so much to teens, can it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was pretty cool to hear James talking to him about it. Like listening to James talk to this young man about it. And I heard James go, well, you got to really consider what your parents think.
Yep, absolutely. Hold out. You want to make sure you're honoring your parents.
That's exactly it. Oh, that's great. I appreciate that. I appreciate the testimonies that you guys bring. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to Caleb here in just a bit. I know more Caleb. Nobody wants to talk to the operations guy, right? But we're going to have a conversation because it is more than just the operations, because he's involved in ministry as well. Right now, we've got music from Tim Neufeld, and going to give you that phone number once again, though, 800-245-3688. That's 800-245-3688. If you don't mind me teasing you there, Caleb, I know nobody wants to talk to the engineers either.
We're going to talk about some responsibilities.
Caleb needs to give you an update on his role now, too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, you might be able to get a shout out later.
You can tell me.
Yeah, you can tell me now. We'll do it again.
Say it or not.
Oh, we'll do it again.
No, in the last year, God moved me into taking a position as a pastor of a church. So I'm a local church pastor now, and part-time with YFC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So what church are you with?
It's a Madisonville Christian Church.
Okay.
It's a country church out
In Wisconsin?
No. Feels like it. It might feel like it. It's right outside. It's in North Pocono. It's right outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So down the street from Hollisterville.
Oh, okay. I know where that is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was an established church then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been around for 175 years.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So have you started that, or it just, okay.
I started in July.
In July. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm still doing it paid part-time and all that
Okay.
stuff, but that's a new thing.
okay. That's awesome. When we start, pull that mic. You want to be about 4 fingers away. Don't follow Mage's leads.
I know, really.
Get up there.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
We'll get to you, Jay. I haven't forgotten about you around the corner there.
Jill really wants to go.
No, I didn't.
She wants to close up.
Jill, you're gone.
Jill just came for lunch, I think.
Right, exactly.
When we're in between cuts, are we supposed to be up on the?
No, you're all right then, because the camera's picking us up during that part. So yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah. So these guys went to lunch before they came, not realizing that we had Red's Pizza here. Red sponsored our lunch today, the pizza place down the street. We have fantastic neighbors. I know there was some plain, some onion, some pepperoni, and their sweet sauce pizza, which is also very good. But they support the station and they help us out during Share-A-Thon, providing lunch one day. And that was our, so we're fueled by pizza today, which I know is completely foreign to youth workers. You're usually having like Domino's or something like that, the big cheap pizzas.
At least 3 times a week.
City Life, it's Little Caesars.
Oh, really?
Little Caesars is cheaper, yeah.
Pizza.
Yep.
You remember in college,
Little Caesars?
Little Caesars was like first of all, the only pizza we could afford.
Yep.
And we were at school in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, and they cannot make pizza in the South. It's horrible.
My wife's her grandparents used to live up here in not 44, or is it anyways, in this area.
Right.
And they live down in Maryland now. And so once we started dating, they were like, "You're from Scranton?" I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Oh man, we miss the pizza up there." And like Brittany was like, "Is that like a thing?" I was like, "Oh yeah." And like her grandparents like, "Oh no, it is definitely a thing.
Definitely
There's nothing good down here." Like it was like, oh, yeah. She was very bitter about it.
After the next song, when we go to the next song, I'll tell you about an experience my daughter had in South Carolina with pizza down there. That's Tim Neufeld and Bloodlines here on WRGN 8245-3688. We've seen progress. We heard from Eric and Barbara in Plains, a $100 donation. Thank you so much for your support. That brings us now to $648 away from that $108,000 mark. You can help us out with your phone call right now, 800-245-3688. That's 800-245-3688. Give us a call and let us know if you want to join with us in the ministry of WRGN. Well, we've got Youth for Christ here in the studios. We've talked to Mage. We've talked to James. We've talked to Caleb. No, we haven't talked to Caleb yet. We're going to talk to him now. We want to find out about what's happening. Well, we kind of did talk to Caleb, but it was on the off-air stuff. So we want to bring you all up to speed as well. Caleb, we mentioned that you do operations, which is all the behind-the-scenes stuff that no one but the person who's doing operations cares about until something goes wrong. Until something goes wrong.
That's true.
And then they come to you because you were the guy back at the soundboard when, something goes wrong on stage and everybody turns around and looks and goes, is he on it?
Oh, yeah.
And of course you are.
Mm-hmm.
So do you enjoy what you do?
Yeah, I enjoy what I do. Yeah. It's cool to be able to help resource and help all the volunteers and staff and be able to do all the things that we do to reach kids. And like, I'm able to see how operations is reaching more kids than if I was just, and it's not even just at a ministry site, which I am at a ministry site.
Yeah. So you're doing both. Yeah, you are doing both. Yeah. And that is awesome. I love the fact that you are willing to be used wherever the need is. And actually, that's what I have found about operations guys is that they're usually a guy with a servant's heart. And they are just willing to do whatever needs to be done. In fact, you have taken on even a new position on top of that.
Yeah, I recently took a position as a local church pastor in out in the North Pocono community. I've had a burden to reach the North Pocono area for a long time. We had with the North Pocono Campus Life. I ran that for a long time, but God's been working in me, and He's been working in the area, and the opportunity came, and it's a really cool story. But
well, go ahead and share it.
When I was in high school, when I first trusted Christ fully, the first time I said, "Okay, God, whatever you want with my life," I look back now and I see that God put two men in my life that were very influential to me. One of them was Mage here, because I went to a campus life club that I started to go to right after that. And he started to be able to disciple me, and I ended up taking a position with Youth for Christ.
Awesome.
But at the same time, I started working as a farmhand on a dairy farm in North Pocono, just over the hill from where I live. And the man who ran the farm is just a really devout guy. He ended up a couple years after I started with Youth for Christ. He took a position as a pastor of that church, and so both Mage and this guy Scott have poured into me for a long time, and over the years, Scott's kind of given the "I'm going to retire someday" nudges, and I kind of told him I didn't think that was in the cards for me. I didn't think it was a good fit.
Yeah.
And I love what I do with Youth for Christ. I still love what I do with Youth for Christ.
Yeah.
But God's moved me in the last year, and he's a wild set of circumstances with, he was diagnosed. He announced he was going to retire in 9 months, trying to give a lot of time. And then just a month after he announced he was going to retire, 9 months later, he was diagnosed with cancer. So the whole time the church is looking for a pastor and also has to have pulpit fill.
Right.
So I was able to help out with that. Me and another guy helped out a lot, primarily doing preaching and building relationships with the people. And God really worked on me in that. And it's been really cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love the fact that you, again, I hear your servant's heart. You see the need, you're willing to step in. And I appreciate that, Caleb. What a great testimony to us. God is at work everywhere. And our question is, are we going to see the opportunities and seize the opportunities? And that's exactly what you've done. And I appreciate that. Now, your work with Youth for Christ in operations, but then also with ministry, running a campus life club, getting to interact with the teens one-on-one, your experience there? Yeah.
So I help run, me and Jay run North Abington's campus life right now. And it's running the campus life. It's building relationships with kids.
Yeah.
It's talking to kids who maybe have never been to church, and it's talking to kids who go to church and being there for them. You guys were saying it before. And just, I don't know, a good example. We have a kid who, he's a senior this year. He's been with us for 4 years, and God's done a lot in his life in the last couple of years, and we've been able to just be there to see it. And he showed me an essay he wrote to apply to college with, and it was called A New Belonging, a new sense of belonging. And it's his testimony of going from a kid who just got invited to campus life. It's by a friend, and then how he's changed and how God's worked in him, and then culminating to these big experiences of he got baptized in the ocean. I got to baptize him.
That's so awesome.
It was really cool to be a part of big steps in kids' lives. But there's also the side of, we sit down and he asked a question of, I'm not really sure how to read the Bible. I don't understand it when I read it.
Yeah.
So then that's where I have an appointment, and I get together with him, and I sat there over breakfast and
talk about how to read the Bible.
Wow. How to study it, because I don't know, everyone thinks that they're just going to understand it when you read it. You're supposed to.
Right.
But that's not how it works. You have to ask questions. You have to look for answers, and that's how you grow your faith.
Amen. Oh man, I appreciate you sharing, Caleb, because the impact that we can have on those one-on-one conversations with people where they're paying attention, where they're listening, where they're asking questions. I so appreciate the ministry of Youth for Christ, the work that is being done. And we team up with them for different events and have in the past as well, even with See You at the Pole and the different things that happen there. And I don't know if I even got a chance, Mage, because it's been so busy here, to let you know that we are reviving the See You at the Pole live program. We did this year for the first time in since COVID. Because things just kind of seem to fall apart at COVID time. But we decided this year that we were going to do it. We had a group of homeschoolers here that met, and then we had others that called in. It wasn't quite to the way it was before, but I think that over time, as kids are desiring to express their relationship with God and praying with each other, that we're going to continue to see that grow as well. Well, we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit more. We've got Jay that's going to come up to the microphones next. Right now, though, we've got music from 16 cities. 800-245-3688. That's 800-245-3688. We're going to keep you updated on our progress as well, as we are now $648 away from the $108,000 mark. Give us a call right now. Excellent.
Actually, they should have my donation in there too.
Did you take it in?
I sent it in. No,
Oh.
I did an email.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. Online. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how good they see
He
it.
doesn't want to be unanimous. He wants to make sure everyone knows.
You don't have
Right
to
hand,
I
left
did.
hand.
Today? Oh, no.
Is Tony watching?
He was like, "Hey, I gave a donation, but a special request of you to do the cowardly lion noise."
Hey, Tony. I assume he's watching online or is he listening? Okay.
Yeah, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. You can do the cowardly lion.
No, do it.
Oh, you brought it up. You have to do it.
I know.
It's the rule of impressions. You don't do them on command because then everybody has the expectation for it, and if it's a little bit under, it's like,
He'll
Well,
do it
can
without
I-
us knowing it's coming.
oh yeah, I'll do it
Yeah.
randomly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
like, so give me a heartfelt story, and then he'll do it.
oh, is it a response
still
thing?
live
now?
Is it a response thing to a
still
certain
live?
thing?
Yeah. You're
It's
live.
still live now.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
live.
it's on the video. Yeah.
Everyone
Oh,
can
really?
see you.
No, but can they hear it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Not on radio.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's not on the radio, but on
YouTube,
Facebook, they're
on
like, they can
Facebook,
totally
on
audio.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always been the thing. Yeah.
So is this a response thing? Is that what happens? If somebody says something, the Cowardly Lion?
Oh yeah, I love doing random voices.
Okay.
Like random voices. Like one of my favorite ones is like the Grinch, like quoting the Grinch or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that. And like I'll
Yeah.
sometimes throw the voice in there too. But like when people ask to do it, I'm like, hey, everybody gets that high expectation. And
You know, Dan
if it
Close.
doesn't get
Dan
like
Close
there-
is the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He is so good at so many different things. He does a great Tony Evans. Oh yeah. But he doesn't want to do it like on command. It has to be. It just kind of flows out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I certainly understand that because he's the same way. He's very good at those random things. My favorite Wizard of Oz character, in fact, it's the only Wizard of Oz character that I really know, is the Scarecrow.
Oh
Really?
Yeah, because his song is my theme song.
What's this?
Good to know.
You have to understand. I might have seen the whole thing once.
I don't think I've ever seen the whole movie because it's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre
The only
movie.
one weirder is the chocolate guy.
Oh, Willy
So-
Wonka?
Willy
Yeah,
Wonka,
there you
that's
go.
the one that's weird.
It's true. It's true.
Hershey's.
All right, here we go. At 16 cities, and love is making away. $648 away from that $108,000 mark. We've been making some progress, and Mage told me that he went and did his online. And you can do that, by the way. All you've got to do is go online to WRGN.com, make your faith promise right there online. At WRGN.com, there's a donate button up in the top right-hand side, and you can make your faith promise right there. Or you can text donate to 800-245-3688. That's 800-245-3688. And we'll text back with the link for making your donation right online. $648, as I said, to the $108,000 mark. And we've got Jay Major up at the microphones now. Jay, you come by the Mage name.
This is true.
Because your dad and your grandfather both very involved with Youth for Christ. Tell us about your grandpa and the work that he did with Youth for Christ.
Oh yeah. So he originally started the chapter, right? Wasn't it back in
Pretty much so back in the 70s.
the 70s,
55
50s to 70? Yeah. And then you started back up in 90.
Did you say
Right.
50s to 70?
55
Yeah.
to 73.
55 to 73.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took a break, right? And then you started back up in 92.
95,
95. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And so then Mage started it, your dad, in 94.
94,
94, 95.
We started like the
Yeah, 'cause that
beginnings
was two.
and
Yep.
incorporated in 95. So we
Okay.
say 95.
All right.
Mhm.
And then you have kind of grown up in Youth for Christ,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I've been a whether you like it or not volunteer, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we call them voluntold here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
you were
yep.
voluntold. Yeah.
Yep.
And so you
got its
started
perks.
as a volunteer. And are you on staff now or no?
Yeah, I'm part time.
Oh, part-time.
Yep,
Okay.
yeah, I work. Actually, I'm more full time with my mother, so I work for my mother, my father, and my aunt. So
Ah,
I have what they call a glutton for punishment.
yes. Family business all the way around.
So
yeah.
so I work for my mom most of the week, and then
Mm-hmm.
on Fridays, and then with Campus Life, I'll do part-time stuff with YFC.
Okay. And what is your part-time stuff with YFC?
Yeah, so it's everything from making sure everybody has their curriculum all ready for the school year. Like, so right before the school year starts, we get like kind of like the release from the national office of like, hey, here's what we're kind of going to go through. And then what I do is I'll start making all the like presentation stuff. I'll get the games all together and just make sure we have it all like in one location that everybody, all the leaders, all the volunteers they can just pull from, and then put it on their computer, show it, whatever it is, play the games, but also write out like the script and everything like that too. I kind of like revise it all, go through all the questions, kind of see what's going on for like the series, and then kind of let everybody know, hey, here's all the stuff for it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So if I am understanding that correctly, then each of the Campus Life clubs will look fairly similar as far as each week to week is concerned.
Yep. Yeah, it's everybody's got the same games. You can fiddle with it if you want to for like your group size. Like if maybe like I usually try to do like one kind of screen game first, just kind of like a warm up, and then we work our games down to like maybe like there's one or two people up front on stage, and then leading into announcements and discussions, and then our wrap up at the end where we share what we're talking about for that topic. Here's what the Bible says about that.
So when you're talking about Heat Wave or some of the big events that
Mhm.
Youth for Christ does, that means that people are coming from all different clubs and coming together for one big event.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they're all on the same page.
Yeah, they kind of all get the same lessons too.
Yeah.
So they can use it to their audience as well too. But yeah, we all pretty much get the same curriculum throughout the.
That's
the school
awesome.
year.
That's
Yeah.
a great way
It
to
all comes
do
down
it.
from our national office.
Yeah, that's a
So-
great way to do it. Now, as we're talking about the National Office for Youth for Christ, you are a national organization with a local feel.
Mhm.
How does
Yeah.
that work?
Yeah, so YFC, like our local chapter here, is a part of YFC USA, which
Mhm.
is about 110 chapters across the country.
Wow.
And then across the world, there's more than 100 chartered countries that have YFC ministries.
Okay.
And so when we go to Ghana in
Mhm.
West Africa, we take teens from here, and we work with Youth for Christ in Ghana. Or we had taken some kids to Jamaica, things like that. But we work with our organization there in those other countries as well.
So with that in mind, then the different things that are happening when they come together like that, there are, if you're going to do a bigger game where everybody, they're already familiar with the games that you're doing and things like that, because you've all done them in the individual clubs.
Yeah, for the most part, like we're pretty autonomous, so we
Okay.
can kind of use what we want, or change something we want, or do a series we'd rather do, or
Oh,
whatever.
all right.
So we do have that kind of freedom within the organization.
Mhm.
But oftentimes, yeah, a lot of the stuff that we talk about when we go to like Heat Wave or whatever, a lot of those other clubs would be using that same material.
Now, I want to clarify something for our listeners as well, because you have talked about being part-time or full-time on staff, whatever, but you're raising your own support.
Correct. Yep.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not like, there's a national office that funds us. We all are responsible for raising money. We're missionaries, and we say we're reaching cross-culturally into today's teenagers, into the culture of today's teenagers. And so we are missionaries, so we raise our own support.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you be a missionary in your own country?
Very much so. Very much so.
And
The
why,
mission field looks different.
why do you say that? Well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean by
Oh
that?
yeah, well our mission field is the schools. It's
Yeah.
whatever school we're working with. So for me, it's Abington.
Mhm.
And I would say James has like 4, but yeah, that's
He
pretty
has
much
4
how it goes.
mission fields.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got Lakeland, Mid Valley, City Life, and Scranton, West
Mhm.
Scranton. So yeah, he's got quite a few. So that is how we view it though. But,
Yeah. Swing that mic over to James, because I want to ask you a question about that, because one of the things that I have seen is in even different, we have different cultures here in the United States. If you live in the North, if you live in the South, you were joking about the whole pizza culture in Northeastern Pennsylvania. You know that there are different cultures right here. Do you see those different cultures even in the school districts, James?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. I remember even coming in, I started as a volunteer and coming in, Mage was like, I was thinking I graduated to Abington. So I was like, oh, I'll hit him up about volunteering. He'll probably put me in Abington. It'll be great. And he was like, no, I have this other group for you. It's called City Life. How about you try it out? And I tried it out and I was shocked. Like they were all Hispanic. Like half of them only spoke Spanish.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, all right, let's do this, and it was awesome. It was such a great experience. My eyes got open to a whole new culture. And I was definitely culture shocked, to say the least, with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I got to expand out a little bit more when I became the Lackawanna area director. But I do realize that there's like different cultures just in one area. Like I look at my Valley clubs. We have some kids from Mid Valley, some kids from Valley View, some kids from Trail will come. Even there, I'll have kids that have a Hispanic background, have, African-American background, and so there's many different cultures for sure that can even be just in random places at sometimes. But I've realized I've gotten to kind of become that chameleon on how to fit those, type of situations and everything like that. And honestly, it's like, we're all just people, when it comes down to it. So it is very easy to kind of connect once you see that. Like everyone has their own story. We were kind of talking about our stories earlier.
Yeah.
And everyone has their own story. So when you're just like showing that you actually want to just hear their story and what they're going through, it really helps just kind of break through any of those culture shocks you may deal with.
I love that.
And that me saying, Tim, that points to the need, like in the cultures in Scranton, even just in Scranton, and I'm sure Wilkes-Barre is the same, if not even more diverse. We really look for good volunteers who maybe can speak Spanish, but who understand the Hispanic culture. And so a lot of the Black and Hispanic communities, there's a lot of distinctive things about those communities that really are like, if we have adults and volunteers who understand those, you'll get much further than I would stepping into those roles.
Right.
And so I love, and they know that I love them, I care about them. But it's just hard for me sometimes to see and understand how their cultures have developed.
I was gonna say, it's hard for me not to laugh when I hear that, because it's funny. I love seeing Mage trying to interact with my City Life kids. I love it. But it is so true. We had Hispanic volunteers at the time. We lost them, and when they moved away, those kids that only spoke Spanish, we ended up losing too.
Right.
But I just gained another volunteer who spoke Spanish. Literally, she came in one day. The kids loved her. I was like,
that's awesome.
I've been here for 3 years, but it's okay. No. But it is great. It is great.
If you're in the Scranton area and you want to be involved in the ministry of Youth for Christ, especially if you have Spanish language skills, I know that they would love to have you at least come see what's going on and help out, because the volunteer opportunities are abundant, and all of the things that we do to work together as believers for the cause of Christ make an impact in our community. Part of the reason that WRGN can make an impact here in Northeastern Pennsylvania is because we are here. And I know you've got lots of other places that you can get media from. You can get it from Spotify. You can get it from Sirius XM. You can get it from National Radio Ministries. But the ones that are here in our community is WRGN. We're right here with you. We're ministering with you. We are in the culture of the community and very glad to be a part of that. And if you want to be a part of the ministry, you can do so right now at 800-245-3688. That's 800-245-3688. We're $648 away from that $108,000 mark. Give us a call right now. 800-245-3688. Music from Hannah Kerr coming up next. Super. You guys are doing a great job.
All right. It's all Joe. It's all Joe.
He's my little praiser over there.
Yeah.
Joe's on next. There you go, Joe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. She signed the check, so I know I'm going to
She's the background.
So we will get you on for just a second, Joe, but I won't. I'm just gonna ask you in particular about how. Well, I won't give you a heads up on what I'm going to ask you.
I've watched him now for how many years, and that's what he does. He'll spring one on, you go, good, take this one.
Pizza story.
Oh, yeah. With your daughter.
Oh, So she is down in South Carolina, and she's going to go for pizza. So she goes to this pizza place, and it was a friend suggested, hey, we go to this place. So she goes in. She said, Dad, the pizza was good. She said, I have never had good pizza down here. She said, so I go up and I said to I went up and I said to the guy that was behind the counter, she said, are you the owner? And he said, yeah, I am. She said, this is the best pizza. She said, it's just like back home. And he said, where's back home? And she said, well, I live in Dallas, but you won't know where that is. And he goes, oh, I know right where it is. He says, I'm from Berwick.
Wow.
So she was getting Northeastern Pennsylvania pizza in South Carolina. But she said, I knew right away. She said it was just so different than any pizza that was down there. And she said it was hopping.
In Raleigh, she's got one place.
Yeah.
She goes for pizza. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the only one we found that's any good.
Yeah. Now, we did go in South Carolina to a place called Your Pie.
Oh, really? Never
Yeah.
heard of that.
Have you ever been to Blaze Pizza?
Yeah.
They just went out of business, actually, in Wilkes-Barre, but
Oh,
I didn't know if you know that. Yeah, they just closed. Yeah.
I never even. Oh, I was in there once.
But it's basically a make your own pizza, and their Your Pie, that one's pretty good. They're all personal pizzas, but you can basically put whatever toppings you want on it. So
Do you remember Mazzio's?
yeah,
Next to Bob Jones?
yeah, yeah,
That was a good deep, like a thick pizza.
yeah. You had to go really when you were down there. You had to like put Northeast Pennsylvania pizza out of your mind. And I'm sorry, not talking about Old Forge pizza. I know the Old Forge people will,
Well, I really like Old Forge.
Do you really?
Yeah, I can do Old Forge. Yeah, I can do Old Forge.
I love it. Yeah.
Ah,
So does-
I just.
It's
No,
actually-
we're pizza loving fans.
Oh yeah. Pizza loving, very good. The fried pizza is just.
Well, that's more Old Forgey than it's not. It's not.
I don't know.
No, they're not.
Old Forge uses a cheese. Old Forge style pizza uses a cheese that I'm not a fan of.
It's American.
I know.
I think it's a mix
That's
of-
what I
I'm not
mean.
sure American. I love it. I can do Old Forge anytime.
Yeah. We had a friend who worked at Pizza Lovin' when it was down in Exeter. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. Okay. And she lived out at the lake though, and so she would, after she was done, when there was leftover pizza, she'd stop at our house on the way home with the leftover pizza. We'd hear her pull in on a Friday night at like midnight, beep the horn. We'd be running down from bed grabbing pizza. It was great.
Let's go. Yeah, right.
That's Hannah Kerr and Warrior on your Good News Network. WRGN Share-A-Thon right now. And we've got just about a few more minutes with the Youth for Christ gang here. And I just want to thank you all for coming down, being a part of our Share-A-Thon here and sharing the ministry of Youth for Christ. We're so encouraged by the work that you're doing. The one person who has not been on mic yet is Jill. And she has desperately tried to avoid that. Thought she was going to get away with it when she saw that clock ticking down. But Jill plays an integral part. Again, like Caleb in operations, it's not the one that is the glory part. You're at the desk most of the time, right, Jill?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Need you to slide it a little closer to the
I
microphone.
spend all day long in front of that screen.
Yes. And you have the unfortunate responsibility of wrangling all of these guys, right?
For their receipts.
For their receipts, yeah. It is a big responsibility to manage all of that. And I just want really mainly to recognize you, Jill,
Well,
because
thank you, Tim.
I do think that I know that all, especially as we're in our Share-A-Thon time, this is the time that for you is the banquet time or the whatever times are those big financial times are the times that you are the busiest. I know for Heather during this time, we shared a kiss this morning. I'm going to share this on the air. We shared a kiss this morning. I said, do you realize we have not kissed for 2 days? Because it's just been so busy. She has been back and forth and all of that. I said, we need to make sure that this happens more during Share-A-Thon because it just gets that way. And I'm sure you experience that as well.
During the banquet,
Yeah.
definitely. They kind of stay away from me around that time.
I get hangry. What do accountants get? Just angry. Well, I just want to let you know that you are seen, Jill, and we appreciate what you do. And I appreciate all of you. I really do. I appreciate the work that you're doing with teens because we have opportunities every single day. And I know that people may look, Mage, at Lake Day and go, oh, poor Mage, you know. But there's a lot of work that goes into the different things that you do, including Lake Days, that really take time, energy, mental effort, physical effort. Why do you do it?
Yeah, it really is. It's all about seeing more kids understand what God's love can mean in their life. And so when we talk to principals or something like that, we would say to them something like, you know, we're here to help kids make right decisions. And when we talk to parents, we would talk to them a lot about, you know, just some of the things that you're frustrated with trying to get across to your teenager.
Right.
Allow us to be on your side in talking with your kids and building a relationship with your kids. When we go to Africa, and we took kids to Africa for 10 years, we took, I think, 10 different teams.
You brought them back 10 years later?
Well, yeah, some of them we wanted to leave there. But even for them, we say, you're never going to see the world the same way again.
Yeah.
And you're never going to understand and see, and you're never going to understand how God works in other parts of the world, not just here. So there's all kinds of lessons and things that we're trying to share with kids. But it's all about that. It's all about bringing teenagers to that point where they make a decision to say, I want to give my life 100% to Christ. Whether it's accepting his forgiveness or it's saying, you know what, I want God to completely run my life. And I'm going to spend my life like these guys here for both Caleb, Jay, or all three, Caleb, Jay, and James, as well as our board chairperson and so many others. They were involved in campus life and they know what it did in their lives. And
now they're turning around and doing it for others. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, if you are ministered to by WRGN, you can help us turn around and do it for others during Share-A-Thon by calling 800-245-3688. Your gift did go in there, Mage, just so you know, that Insta-gift. Thank you very much. And Tony, thank you, Tony, up in Scott Township. Appreciate it. His also an Insta-gift. And he said, enjoying watching the YFC crew in there with you. Please have Jay do his Cowardly Lion impression on the air. Oh,
you get it? You get it?
Oh, yes. So that just comes out of the woodwork sometimes, huh?
Every now and then.
Every now and then. All right.
Things are getting pretty tense. You just launch that out.
There you go. Just bring the level down. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you making the trek down from up in the Northeast.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you for all that you do, especially with WRGN and putting the word out there. I know you help us to share a lot of our events and things like that, but more importantly, you guys are doing all the work to put God's word on the airwaves. And thank you very much for doing that. And it makes a difference. And you used the phrase before, raise the spiritual temperature just a little bit.
Yeah. And
really, that's what we're in this for. And this is what we have in YFC, the value of community collaboration. And that's what this is.
Exactly right. 800-245-3688. That's 800-245-3688. We are now just $448 away from that $108,000 mark. Give us a call right now, 800-245-3688. Hey, guys, before we go, somebody want to name a song that you would like to hear that we can play to send the YFC guys out? And I may not want to have Mage do this one, or we'll be picking something from the 80s. He wants the Imperials, or what's the brass band, the King's Brass? Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Newsboys or something like that from like the old days.
Oh, well, yeah, those are out there as well. I probably should have given you a heads up. I could have had it ready.
Yeah, He Reigns by Newsboys. You got that?
He Reigns. Okay, yeah, we can do that one. All right. So we've got music coming your way, and a big thank you as well to
Audio Adrenaline.
Oh, some Audio A. I love me some Audio A. That's, I think, what we'll do here. And
Ocean Floor. Ocean Floor by Audio Adrenaline. That's Mage's. Yeah.
Ocean Floor is a good one. Yeah. This one here is one of my faves, and I'll play it for you guys. It is a song from Audio A. Oh, and I just lost it here.
If Wayne Morgan was here, I think it was. It was like In My Chevette or something like that. It was like what?
In My Chevette. Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Like on my plane.
No, this one is about taking action. Because we want our listeners to take action and go to the phone right now. It's from Audio A. He moves, you move. Hey, big thanks, guys. We're
Thank
still
you.
on the
Thank you.
stream here, so if you want to, say hi to your wives or whatever, you can do that. You got a second there to do that. Oh,
Love you, Lauren.
Jill's giving Tony
Love
his
you, Lauren
kisses.
Sherman.
So thank you guys all for tuning
That's for you,
in,
Tony.
and thank you all for tuning in and being a part of Share-A-Thon. You're listening to WRGN both over the air and online, and we always have a great time during Share-A-Thon. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like us on Facebook, also on Instagram. Man, follow us on Instagram, and then subscribe on YouTube.
That was good.